And welcome back. In the last video, we connected our Spring application to the FTP server and we were able to download the files locally on our file system. In this video, we're going to see the end-to-end connection of the batch trigger or to the FTP download. So once the file is downloaded into this directory, we want a batch job to be triggered from the remotely downloaded file. So for this, we are actually going to use the service activator, which works as a post step after the download. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to actually remove this code from here. Let's create another class called as FTP job launcher. So I'm going to call it FTP job launcher. And let's put this code here. Let's also mark it as a component. Okay. So from here, we are actually going to trigger the job. So like I can see, there is no logger here. So let's add that first. Yeah. And we are going to put the job parameters for this job. So first thing is we need the job launcher here. So I'm just going to go ahead and wire it. Let's wire in our employee job as well. It's employee job, right? Let's have a constructor for all these fields, which is great. Now we have to run this job from here. So I'm going to just do job launcher dot run. I'm going to pass this, and in the next argument is the job parameters. So the job parameters are going to be very similar to what we have been coded so far. Let me just copy them from here. And this time there is going to be a small trick here, which is going to be that the file path is going to be passed as a job parameter. Yeah, this is very important. So we're going to use this, and instead of all this, we are going to pass the file path here. So I'm just going to call it file path, and let's give the value from this object that is available in the service activator. So it's going to be file dot get explicit path, and it's going to be string. So this will actually populate our parameters with the file path inside it. So let's pass these parameters. So it's going to be job parameter builder dot to job parameters. Let's give a semicolon, and we'll add this logger at the top. So once our file is downloaded, the parameters are going to be created dynamically, and the file path of the local file system is going to go into the file path parameter, and then the job is going to be executed. But you know that this job is also getting triggered from this application runner that we have, the command line runner. So let's comment it for now because we don't want two simultaneous jobs to be running. So let's do that. This class looks okay. So we have this class now, and ultimately this method will be invoked. So let's try that. But before that, I want to clear everything from the downloaded directory. Let's go ahead and delete that. So on our FTP server, we have got three files. One is student, one is employee, and one is data.csv. So these files are present remotely. They're not present locally because the folder is deleted. It's brand new right now. So once I run this code, we expect 3 job runs to happen, and we will see that in the action. But before that, we have to inform our repository, the step that the new reader is going to be the flat file item reader. We're going to reuse it. So let's go ahead, and instead of S3 reader, I'm just going to take the flat file item reader that we have, and I'm going to paste it here because we are reading a file from the local file system and not reading it from S3 anymore. So we also have to inject the value of the job parameter here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste the job value here, and this is going to be injected dynamically at the step level. Here, if given the file path, I feel, yeah, it's the file path. Let's just confirm that. You have this key here, which is file path. So this key has to match this key, and let's call it as file path. So the file path of the freshly downloaded file will be injected into this reader via this annotation based approach. And we want our file system resource to be this file path and not the default path anymore. This was a hard coded part. So let's cut this. Let's have it here into a default path variable. Yeah. So what we'll say is if the file path does not exist, if it's null, then go for default, else go for the directory file path which is provided in the job parameter. So this looks good, but there's one more thing I want to show you, which I will at runtime. So let's run this application for now, and we expect an error. That error is going to be the one you see in the console. It's saying that property of field job parameters cannot be found for this object, which is maybe not public or valid. So that's not a great error. But if you just go up here, it's saying cannot create bean with the employee flat file item reader. Unsatisfied dependency through method this parameter 0 is parsing failed. That is what it means is that this parameter, which is parameter 0, in this bean, the value was not found. And the reason is that this value has to be injected at runtime. It will be injected at runtime. It's not a compile time dependency. So for that, the job will get it when the step runs, right? So we have to add one annotation here, which is known as step scope. This will dynamically inject this value when it is inside the scope of the step. So this is an important annotation when you want to inject values dynamically into the job that is midway through one of the steps, then this is the annotation you have to use. So let's rerun this application, and now we expect 3 files to be downloaded and going to be run. So let's just keep the project open. As you can see, this empty, it's empty right now. And you saw you've got one of the file getting executed. Let's wait for 5. Yeah, the second one has got executed. And the third one has also got executed. And all these happen at a delay of 5 seconds each. You can check. This is what the delay we've given. So it's at 7. This one is at 2. And this one is at 57. So after 5 seconds, this is the first file. This is data.csv. Then if you go down, you've got employee.csv, which is downloaded again, and the service activator has actually triggered it. And the third one is the students.csv, which has also been triggered correctly. So after that, there is no more files. So you see 0 files have been transferred every 5 seconds because there are no more files to be launched. And if you just go ahead and refresh this, then you'll see those 3 files have been downloaded locally. So they were actually picked up from this path, which was configured here using the get absolute path. So this actually matches the file path here. And then it was supplied to the job at runtime using this annotation. So this is how it has worked in the background. And this is the end-to-end demo execution for processing a file via FTP remotely. I hope you enjoyed coding this. And if there is any issue, then please let me know in the comments. I will be happy to help. Thank you very much.